Hey guys, Brady here. Time for another Out of Breath Arm Sore Packer Minute, the show where I walk around the neighborhood talking about the Packers, making the neighbors wonder, and you watch to see if today's the day that I become pit barbecue for a pit bull. So today's show is dedicated to Jared Dixon. Jared said we have to have a walk and talking video. Final thoughts. So final thoughts, Packers versus Raiders. This may be a little bit of a stream of consciousness, so I apologize. But the first thing, final thoughts. The Packers are going to win this game if they can keep the running game going the way they did against the Cowboys. I've been harping on this for a while, that we need to run the ball and let the pass game open up from there. When we've done that, we've been very successful, to the tune of 28 points, which is very close to our average from last season. We averaged a little over 30 last year. We need to do that again. This is not going to be, it's tall order against this Raiders defense. This is a good defense we're facing. That's 2 in a row. But I think we can get it done, and one of the reasons I think we will be successful, here comes somebody, this might be interesting. One of the reasons I think we can be successful is because, I think that might be somebody who knows me, so, is the way that Richard Rodgers and John Kuhn are blocking up in the running game. They are doing an incredible job. It is underrated what John Kuhn and Richard Rodgers, the tight end position in particular, does for our running game. And if they can keep that up and we can exploit that and use them the way we have been, we're going to be very successful. This is a dangerous Packers team if the offense gets going. We know that, because the defense has been playing solid ball for most of the year. And of course, it's all predicated on the run. Like Aaron Rodgers said, that all starts up front. But I do want to highlight, final thoughts-wise, Richard Rodgers doesn't get enough credit for his blocking. John Kuhn, we didn't see him hardly at all when we were playing poorly. We get that guy out on the field. He is a beast. And all we need to do is give Eddie Lacy, and we saw James Starks, a seam, and they can go the distance, or be extremely potent, at least on offense, which then makes the game much easier for Aaron Rodgers and the passing core, the receiver core that we have. A bunch of young guys going out. In terms of wide receivers and the passing game, I think Randall Cobb's going to get a lot of attention after his, eight catch, 80-some yard performance against the Cowboys. He really came on strong, had a nice game. So I think he's going to be a focus again. And I suspect I'm hoping he'll have a handful of catches again. But I think Davante Adams, even though he's hurt, he is probable, so I think he's going to play. If he has a handful of catches and Cobb has a handful of catches, I think we win this game. The problem I had with Adams had nothing to do with his athleticism, nothing to do with his route running ability. He was just dropping too many passes. That's all there was to it. The guy has all the skills that it takes, and just wasn't getting it done completing the passes. So you can't make Aaron Rodgers look bad for too long. And Mike McCarthy made that point, I think. He had 2 catches in the last game. Caught them both. I think caught everything that was targeted with against the Cowboys. But he's got something to prove. This is no longer, when Clements was calling the plays, we were forcing the ball to Davante Adams. We were doing way too much Davante Adams as part of the offensive scheme. Davante is going to work his way back. He could be a factor, no doubt about it. But he is going to have to work for it by catching everything that comes his way. Otherwise, it's Jeff Janis, Jared Abbrederis time. And with Adams being hurt this year, he's not doing himself any favors. So, but if he has, 3 or 4 handful of catches and doesn't drop anything, I think we win this game. So I guess that's pretty much it. Final thoughts wise. I don't say much about the defense because, at this point, we just expect them to play well. I have said for a long time that our offense needs to click, because wait till this defense has a bad day. What if this defense had a bad day? That could happen. I don't think it's going to happen against the Raiders, though. So, although I'm not downgrading the Raiders' offense at all, Amari Cooper and Crabtree, that's a good duo right there. David Carr is playing quite well at the quarterback position for his youth. He is playing beyond his years, and the guy can make every throw. So with Sam Shields out, our defense is going to have to get pressure on him and try to make things difficult for him today. And I think we'll get that done. So if we can run the ball and Richard Rodgers and Kuhn get out there and block some people up, I think Randall Cobb will be seen in the backfield again 3 or 4 plays. 2 or 3, 3 or 4, somewhere in there. Then Packers get it done, I think. So, well, let me know what your thoughts are. Final thoughts for the game. We've still got some time before we get to watch. And if you see this on YouTube, I'd appreciate it if you subscribe. That really helps me out a lot. I love all the comments. I try to catch up with as many as I can, and I will do so from now until the Packers play the Raiders. So as we always say, go Pack.